Antarctica is a pretty cool place to visit. There's a lot to be said about the world's loneliest continent, and the frozen tundra has been a goldmine for strange and interesting discoveries over the last 100 years. Whether it's stories of intrepid explorers or mysterious forms of life, you never quite know what news will come out next from the South Pole. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 mind-blowing stories that will make you think a little bit differently about our planet's South Pole. Scientists find bizarre creature under Antarctic ice. The news of an unknown creature hidden in the Antarctic ice would be bad news. However, this discovery is much less frightening. It is actually a fascinating insight to what forms of life share our planet with us. In September 2020, scientists on a research voyage in the Southern Ocean made a stunning discovery in the waters of the icy continent. During their 50-day trip, scientists from multiple countries created scans of the seabed from the decks of RV Tangaroa, a New Zealand research vessel. Their target is known as the Antarctic Abyssal Plain, and their efforts were made in the hope to find life in the harsh environments more than 3,500 meters underwater. During the expedition, the team collected 4,700 samples, as well as 33 hours of video and 8,000 photographs. While the deep abyss of the Antarctic waters at first seemed to have more in common with the barren wastelands of Mars, the team were lucky enough to spot a form of life never before seen by human eyes. The scientists described it as having features like a hippo. Dr. Schnabel, a marine biologist at the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research in New Zealand, stated it has something quite interesting at the front which sort of likened it to a hippopotamus. We don't know how many are down there. We don't know how common this is. But I have never seen anything like this before. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you ask, this odd-looking creature is actually a sea cucumber. But the unusual nature of the creature has excited researchers at the prospect of further unprecedented forms of marine biology. In 2019, the researchers went on an expedition and documented what they saw. The team are shown discovering another new species. Lead scientist Andrew Stewart is shown on film saying the following: "This is why I came to Antarctica, to see things like this. I have to look at such features as the shape of the teeth, the jaws, the shape of the gill rakers, as well as counts of the vertebrae. Now, I have no idea what species this is. The colour pattern on the fins is like nothing I've ever seen before." Antarctica Lava Lake. Now, Antarctica isn't particularly known for its pleasantly warm weather. In fact, it can get extremely cold down there. So, you can imagine how shocked scientists were to find scalding hot flows of volcanic magma in one of the coldest regions on Earth. Nestled on a remote bit of land in the South Sandwich Islands, researchers confirmed suspicions of a lava lake by taking high-quality imagery of a known active volcano in the area. Scientists believe that the massive lava lake has a diameter somewhere between 90 and 215 meters, with the pool of lava reaching heats above 1,000 degrees Celsius. Lava lakes are giant pools of molten lava, built up in craters, volcanic vents, or other geological spaces. And while we might imagine volcanoes being the perfect place for a big pool of lava buildup, long-lasting lava lakes are not a common occurrence, and to find one in such an isolated part of the world is an incredible feat. Danielle Gray, the lead scientist of the Volcano Project, said, "It is extremely difficult to access, and without high-resolution satellite imagery, it would have been very challenging to learn more about this amazing geological feature." In fact, while Saunders Island is technically a British territory, humans have barely come into contact with the remote island, meaning scientists have had to rely on satellite imagery to get a glimpse of the lava lake deep within the volcanic structure. It has taken years to confirm scientists' original suspicions towards anomalous activity on Saunders Island, but due to the island's remoteness, there are very few opportunities for practical observation. The problem is that the South Sandwich Islands are so incredibly remote. There is very little ship traffic that goes past there, said Burton Johnson, one of the researchers involved. Therefore, there are not a huge amount of opportunities for research vessels in that area. Movies might have given us the impression that lakes of lava sit inside of every volcano, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Currently, there are at least 7 lava lakes currently bubbling away on Earth, and can be found in Ethiopia, Hawaii, Nicaragua, Vanuatu, and in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Funnily enough, there is also another lava lake in the Antarctic, belonging to the Mount Erebus volcano, so perhaps the region is much more volcanic than we initially thought. Giant hole in Antarctica. Unfortunately, in our current age of man-made climate change, rising global temperatures have already begun to have an effect on Antarctica's frozen landscape. Because of our effect on the climate and the knock-on effects of carbon emission more generally, scientists are constantly observing Antarctica due to its importance in our global ecosystem. However, in 2017, scientists were shocked to find a hole in Antarctica's ice of gargantuan proportions. The hole, also known as a polynia, is a hole formed in Antarctica's ice during the winter months. In this season, Antarctica's ice should be at its strongest and most abundant, so the formation of such a significant breakage is worrying. Holes in Antarctica's ice are usually very difficult to find. The winter months are harsh on the southernmost continent, making it hard to observe and study any holes that appear. This time, however, the hole was impossible to miss. Shown by a large expanse of seawater, the hole in Antarctica was incredibly vast, stretching to almost 30,000 square miles. This discovery is the biggest polynia since the 70s. Kent Moore, professor of physics at the University of Toronto, said, "In the depths of winter, for more than a month, we've had this area of open water. It's just remarkable that this polynia went away for 40 years and then came back." That said, scientists knew where to look, as another polynia had formed in 2016, although it was not as big as the 2017 discovery. In the Southern Ocean, the deeper parts of water are much warmer and saltier than the water at the surface. Wide currents in the ocean transport this warmer water up towards the surface, allowing it to melt sheets of ice forming at the top of the ocean. As the melting continues, eventually a great expanse of open water is created and a polynia is born. Once the ice melts and creates an expanse of water, it is very hard for the newer sheets of ice to be formed. As the warmer waters cool and are exposed to the extremely cold temperatures in the air, it sinks deeper into the ocean, before reheating in the warmer depths and continuing the cycle. Scientists are doing their best to learn why and how these giant holes are forming, especially after decades of less activity. Professor Moore believes that animals using the new space to catch their breath is also likely. The general warming of the Southern Ocean waters also means for greater impact on our planet's climate and ecological system as a whole. However, beyond the local and immediate effects, Moore states that scientists aren't quite sure what role this giant polynia will play in climate change. We don't really understand the long-term impacts this polynia will have. It's clear that the future of Earth's climate situation will most likely show first signs of continued change in Antarctica, as well as the Arctic. Scientists will surely keep a close eye on Antarctica in the decades to come, particularly as more polynias appear and as global temperatures rise. But what do you make of these Antarctica discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.